access. Secure remote access. Azure Bastion is a fully managed service that provides more secure and seamless RDP and SSH to access virtual machine without having exposure to public IP address. Okay, you can check this image. Here you can check this image. Here, this is the virtual network. This is the what? This is the virtual network. In this subnet, you have a virtual machine. Then I want to access this virtual machine. I want to access this virtual machine. This virtual machine having a private IP address that doesn't have a public IP address. Understand?
Okay. Yeah.
This virtual machine doesn't have a public IP address. What happens when the virtual machine doesn't have public IP address? Can you access from your laptop?
No.
So then how will you access? Because I am scared about when I connect to the public internet, there is my data breach, maybe security breach. I need to provide security access for the virtual machine instead of connecting to the internet. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, I'll create Azure Bastion service. I will create a Azure Bastion service through the Azure portal. Okay, through the Azure portal. By using Azure Bastion, we'll connect to the virtual machine. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
What does mean Bastion is nothing but it is in between the public and private. It is in between the public and private. Understand?
Okay.
It
Mm-hmm.
is like a middleman, like it sits between the public and private. Okay. So when the
Mm-hmm.
user want to access through a private machine, because private machine doesn't have a public IP address, this Azure Bastion securely connect to the virtual machine. Securely connect to the through Azure Bastion service, we're going to securely connect to the virtual machine. Generally, how it does in
Okay.
AWS, do you remember that? I just have a previous thing. Okay. In previous thing, how you
Um.
create a VPC, how you connect to virtual machine. The same thing here also do. Okay. Here what happens here?
Okay.
We have a virtual network or VPC, anything. Okay. Both are same. Huh? We have a virtual
Mm-hmm.
machine or a VPC. Okay. So this is the virtual network. Inside the virtual network, I have two networks are there. This is the public network and this is the private network. Okay. This
Mm-hmm.
is which one? This is public network. This is the public.
So
Got it?
the
And this one is
yeah.
what? Private. This one is what? Private. This one is private.
So,
Because you don't have any internet, I don't connect to the internet. Okay. So because inside this we have a virtual machine is there. Inside private network I have virtual machine. Okay. This one also having virtual machine. Okay. Okay, understood?
mm-hmm.
Then,
Yeah.
because this public network is connected to the internet, this public network is connected to the internet, we have
Mm-hmm.
access, mean that we can access to the virtual machine. But this private network doesn't have any internet. Doesn't have any internet. Okay.
So, mm-hmm. Yeah.
So internally, when you create the two network inside the VPC, there is internal connection is there. You don't need to create any internet connection. Internally, both subnets, you don't need to create any connection. It is default connection will be there between two subnet. Understood?
Okay. Yeah.
Isn't it? So here what happens here? When you have a two subnets are connected or each other. Okay, here white color, 1 minute. White is taken. Okay, done. Here inside this private network I have a virtual machine is there. I have a virtual machine is there. This is a virtual machine. Okay, this is the virtual machine. Color having issue. I think it's chosen a color. This is the virtual machine. So because this doesn't have any IP address, public IP address, then how you connect? We're going to connect any one of the public network inside the public network when I have virtual machine. Inside the public, by using this virtual machine, we're going to connect. We'll take the remote desktop connection, or we'll take the from this one from the public network. I have one virtual machine there. By using this
Mm-hmm.
virtual, we can make a connection to the private network. Okay, previously we did. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Here, instead of this public network, instead of this internet
Mm-hmm.
gateway, and instead of this virtual machine, All these are replaced by the Azure Bastion. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
All these are replaced by what? Azure
Azure
Bastion.
Bastion.
Here, here I created a public network. Inside the public network, and this one is the virtual machine. From this virtual machine, I can connect to the private network. And this virtual machine is known as the Azure Bastion. This is known as the Bastion host or jump box. Or jump box.
Jumbo.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is replaced by
Mm-hmm.
the Azure. You don't need to create this thing. It will create as a platform as service inside the underlying hardware, network, public network, and virtual machine. All are created by the Azure itself. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
We
Yes.
directly connect to the Azure Bastion. From the Azure Bastion, we could make a connection to the private. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. We don't do create here. We don't. In general, if you have created a public network, we created internet gateway. Inside this one, have virtual machine from any one of the virtual machine inside the public. Make a connection to the private. We don't need this one. This will be replaced by the one platform as service that is known as Azure Bastion. Not the Azure Bastion. Okay.
Azure Bastion. Mm-hmm.
So we can securely connect anywhere from the device. Okay. Done.
Yeah.
Now we're going
Mm-hmm.
to go to the practical. Okay. For this one, what we do here, I'm going to log into the Azure portal. Going to log into the Azure portal. Then we'll create a Azure Bastion service. Azure Bastion service. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To create Azure Bastion service, we need to create a one network. One network. One network for one network. I'm going to create one network. Inside the one network, I create two subnets. I create a two subnets. Okay. One
Mm-hmm.
network is the private network, another network is for the Bastion network. I'm going to create two subnets inside the network, virtual network. I'm going to create two subnets. One subnet is for the to deploying virtual machine, another subnet is the Bastion subnet. Bastion subnet. Okay.
Yeah.
Inside the private subnet, inside the network, inside the private subnet, I'm going to create a virtual machine which doesn't have any IP address. It doesn't have any public IP address. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So by using the Azure subnet, inside the Azure subnet, one Azure Bastion service will automatically created by the Azure virtual machine. Here, when I create Azure Bastion subnet, Azure will
Mm-hmm.
automatically create the infrastructure of the what? Bastion service automatically created by the Azure itself. By using Azure Bastion service, we're going to connect to the virtual machine inside the private network. Okay. Inside the private network, I
Okay.
have virtual machine. Then how will you access by using Azure, will by using Bastion service, we're going to connect to the virtual machine. This Bastion service will automatically create the underlying hardware by the Azure itself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now here, go to
Yes.
the resource group. Go to the resource group. Okay. Then first create a resource group. Just give the name as a Bastion minus RG. Okay. And review
Mm-hmm.
and create. Now create a resource group. After creating the resource group, then we're going to create a virtual network. Going to create a what? Virtual network. Go to the virtual
Mm-hmm.
network. Go to the virtual network. There is a plus sign is there here. Click on this plus sign. Click on the virtual network. Resource group this one. Virtual network name is Bastion VN. What is the name here? Bastion. Okay. Now
Yeah.
in the IP address, this is the default subnet. Okay, I just change the name as a subnet name. I'll just click on the subnet here. The subnet purpose is default and name I'll just keep it as a private subnet. What is that? Private subnet. Okay. Now save here, review and create. I created one subnet. I created a one subnet. I need to create another subnet to create Azure Bastion service. To create Azure Bastion service, we need to have another network. That is purpose is Azure Bastion. Purpose is
Okay.
Azure Bastion. Okay. Inside this virtual network, I need another subnet. Another subnet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now created a one network. Inside this Bastion virtual network, I create another one subnet. I need to create another subnet. Okay, you can check here.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the home. This is the virtual network. This is the virtual network. What is the virtual network name? Having any issues there from your side?
No, no. It's good so far.
Okay. So this is the
So we
network
need
name.
to.
Okay.
Mhm.
This is the network name. You can check here the subnets. There is only subnet is there, private subnet. Okay.
Mhm.
To create a Bastion service, we need to create a separate network for the Bastion, not network subnet. We need to create a private
Good.
another separate subnet for the Bastion. Do you understand? You can't create a
Yes.
Bastion service inside a virtual network. So suppose I created this is the subnet. We can't create. For creating the Bastion service, we need to have a separate virtual subnet. Separate subnet. Okay.
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 Here, click on the subnet here.
And it needs
And
to be /26, right?
yes, exactly. How do you know?
I looked it up on online just just to see.
See here. In subnet purpose, you can check here. Subnet purpose. Which one I selected?
Azure Bastion. Azure
Previously,
Bastion. Okay.
previously we need to enter manually. Like 1 year back, we need to
Yeah.
enter manually the subnet purpose. Right now they had changed. Now they had given the option. Previously we need to enter manually,
Okay.
and name should be always
Okay.
Bastion only, and always the first letter A and B also a capital letter and space like that only enter. If you give another name, it won't accept. Understood? Understand what is this? What is the subnet purpose is there? Azure Bastion. And as you told
Okay.
that, what is the basic subnet range is /26. What is that?
/26. Yes.
So default is selected as /26. Okay. Now I added. Now I
Mm-hmm.
added. Okay. Done. I created two subnets. Okay.
Yeah.
One is for the Bastion, another for the private subnet. Done. Then I'm going to create a virtual machine inside the private subnet. Inside the private subnet. Click on virtual machine. Bastion minus RG. Just give the name as private VM. And I select a no infrastructure redundancy and selected a standard, and image I select Ubuntu server and B1S machine. Take the password. Username is Azure user and the password. Again in the networking, the most important thing, click on the networking. So we need to select the virtual network. Which network? Bastion virtual network.
Virtual.
In this one I selected a private subnet. Which one?
Private subnet.
and here public IP address become none. Why I chose here none?
Uh, because we don't need a public, we're
Yes,
gonna use Bastion.
yes. I just leave it as it is. Without public address, here I just selected none and click on the review create. I created a virtual machine inside the private subnet, inside the Bastion virtual network. Okay, this is the virtual network. Inside
Mm-hmm.
the virtual network, I have subnet is there. Inside this subnet, I created a one virtual machine without any public IP address. Without any public IP address. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Once it is created, then can I able to access the virtual machine from my laptop or from your laptop, any laptop? It is when don't have public IP address, can you access?
Oh no.
So now, how are you going to access? By creating Bastion, and we're going to attach the Bastion to the virtual machine. Got it?
Oh, yeah.
So now it will create a virtual machine. Create a virtual. Once it is created, again we go to the Bastion service. Again go to the Bastion service. Okay.
Mm.
Now I go to the resource which I created now. This is the resource. The resource is virtual machine. Now I can check here. We don't have any public IP address. Can you observe here?
Yeah.
We don't have any public IP address. We don't have any public IP address. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now go to the home. Now click on the search bar Bastion. What is that? What is that? Bastions.
Bastion. Yeah.
Bastions. Okay. Click on
Mm-hmm.
which option?
Bastion.
Bastions. Here click on the Bastion. Click on the Bastion. And to create Bastion, click on create. Click on create new Bastion. I have a resource group is there. Bastion minus RG. The name of the Bastion. Name of the Bastion. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
just give the Bastion VM. I give the name as a Bastion VM. Okay. And it asking for the availability zone. I want to create which availability zone it asking. So mean that the Bastion services should be in the available in the it will be in the zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Okay. Or else I want to create only in availability zone 1. We can select the availability zone 1 only. Okay. Done.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Another thing is there, you can select here the tier. One is the developer tier, second is the basic tier, and third one is the standard tier, and fourth one is the premium tier. Okay, got it?
Mm-hmm.
Azure Bastion offers
Yeah.
how many SKUs? Four. Is that four? Okay. One is the premium,
What's SKU, brother?
mm-mm.
What's SKU?
Standard SKU means here. See this.
Mm.
Just remember one minute. Unit some standards SKU means standard get unit or something like that.
Uh,
Stock keeping unit. What is that?
Housekeeping.
Okay. Here you can check here
Mm-hmm.
how many types of SKUs are there.
4.
One is the premium, Standard and basic and developer. Okay.
Mm,
Okay. Premium
okay.
includes earned standard features plus session recording for compliance and private only deployment. Standard include the all basic
Do
features, scalability and advanced features like native client, shareable links, IP address connection, custom ports. Whereas basic dedicated deployment,
do
fixed capacity production environment for the moderate connection requirement. Okay. Developer is for the free tier for the recommended for development testing
wait,
support.
do I need to know this for the interview, like what each of them are, or do I just need to know that they offer four different ones for an interview question?
Yes, of course they will ask this question.
Like, will they ask how many they offer, or what each of them are
No,
for
they
the
will ask you
interview?
how many types of SQ, Azure Bastion service.
I need to know how what each like what premium is, what developer is, and all of them, right?
Yes, we need to explain. You need to explain how, when you use premium, when you use standard.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, 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 okay. Yeah.
Now you can hear there is multiple options are there standard developer and basic and is there. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When you select a developer, we don't have any option how many virtual machines is created. You can check here.
Yeah.
Understood? When you select a standard
Mm-hmm.
here how many virtual machine is created defaultly? Two. Got it? Mean that two
Yeah.
virtual machines are created inside the bastion. Inside the by using two virtual machines, we're
Mm-hmm.
going to make connect to the private. Got it?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
How you connect the previous one? I told you that in a paint I had just run image that how do you connect to from the public network any one of the VM using any VM we're going to connect to private network. Here also the same. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here also the same, brother. But thing is there, we are not creating any public subnet. We don't create any virtual machine. This is taken care by the home Azure itself. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how many virtual machines are created? Two. I want to increase three, four. That's your choice. Okay. You can
Yeah.
increase also. Okay. And here
Mm-hmm.
the virtual network is the Bastion RG. Inside the Bastion network, automatically it was chosen by the uh, Bastion subnet. You can check here. When you select here, it automatically chooses the Azure Bastion subnet. You can check here. Understand?
Yeah.
When I selected a virtual network, it automatically chosen because it not selected the
Azure
private
Bastion.
subnet. It was automatically chosen by the Azure Bastion
Azure.
subnet. Azure Bastion subnet. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We
Mm-hmm.
need to create a separate subnet for the Azure Bastion. If you don't have any separate subnet, Azure Bastion will get error. It won't create. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Understand here?
Yeah.
There are two options are there to connect this one is the you have an existing we have an existing public IP address. You can use existing public IP address or you can just click on the create new. It will create a public IP address. Okay. Okay. If you need zone redundant, if available, mean that multiple zones it will be created. Bastion service will be created and the multiple zones virtual machines are created in multiple zone. Okay, done.
Okay. Yeah.
So these are the options are there. These are the options are there. Okay. In the advanced tab, I don't
Yeah.
need this all this thing. I don't need this all this thing. So here, when you click on this review and create, when you click on this review and create, and it will take at least 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. It takes more time. Okay.
Yeah.
Once it
Mm-hmm.
is created, we're going to connect the virtual machine in the private network through Bastion. Through Bastion. Okay.
That's mm-hmm.
Wait. Okay. We'll wait. We need to wait. It takes so much of time. Generally 10 minutes will take.
Okay.
We'll wait for some time. Once it is created, we're going to create a we're going to connect a virtual machine through Bastion. Another thing is there
Okay.
from the portal only we can possible to connect. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Generally, how will you connect by using the JIT bash or by using the putty or from other terminal? But it is not possible to
SSH,
connect from
right?
other
Yeah.
terminal. Yes, but here we can connect from the portal itself.
Okay.
From the portal only we can connect. Okay.
Okay.
There is no inbound connectivity there. There is a inbound
Okay.
connectivity and outbound connectivity there. Generally, when you use NAT gateway, it will provide the outbound connectivity. Okay, it doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
inbound connectivity. This there isn't have an inbound connectivity. This one also No inbound connectivity, no outbound connectivity. By using the Azure Bastion service, it securely connect to the internet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am in the public network. I want to connect to the private network virtual machine. Securely connect the from the public network without using internet. By using Azure Bastion service, we can securely connect to the virtual network without using internet. When you connect the internet by using the internet gateway or NAT gateway, VPN gateway, then the security issue will
Mm-hmm.
be there. And internet
Without
without
using
using
it, right?
internet will directly connect. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Let me wait. Okay.
Yes. I'll go use the bathroom while this is loading, okay?
नहीं है नहीं सूटकेस नीचे बैठ गई वो so will take time but next thing you're going to know about the Azure load balancer. What is that? Azure. Hello. 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 तो गिरा लगा काफिल पापा को पालता है तो काफिल पापा को पालता है उसने क्या करना है
Hello.
हाँ, से आवाज करने जा रही तू
Hello.
yes yes so now it will create a bastion service in between that we're going to go for the Azure load balancer what is that Azure
Load balancer.
so in previous in AWS we have learnt about what is load balancer so load balancer is nothing but a equally distribute the traffic between the servers equally distribute the traffic between the servers okay
That's AWS, right?
yes same thing here also okay so what is my Azure load
Okay.
balancer what is my load balancer it's the same thing so what is the load balancer here it will distribute the traffic it will distribute the traffic okay it will distribute
Yeah.
the traffic which one load balancer
Load balancer.
here see this Azure load balancer is the cloud service that distribute the incoming traffic between the backend virtual machine or backend servers understood
Yeah.
Azure Load Balancer is a cloud service that distributes the incoming traffic across the backend virtual machine or the virtual machine scale set. I'll explain what is virtual machine scale set. Okay.
Okay.
So load balancer refers to efficiently distributing incoming traffic across the group of backend servers. Group of backend servers. Understand?
Back in.
And here Azure Load Balancer operates at the layer 4 of the OSI model. What is the layer 4? Transport layer.
Okay.
What is the layer 4? Hello.
Hello.
What is the layer 4? In OSI,
The
what is the
trans
layer 4?
the transfer
Transport layer. What is layer?
transport.
Even though the AWS load balancer also works on the transport layer only. Okay. This Azure load
Okay.
balancer operates at the layer 4 of the OSA. It is the single point of contact for the client. Isn't it? So when it is a single point of contact, of course, because of the multiple, the application will run on the huge number of servers, hundreds of servers. Then how will you integrate when the same application is running on the different servers, different IP address? Then how will you integrate as a single unit by using the load balancer? By using the
Yeah. Mhm.
load balancer. Okay.
Yeah.
The service distribute the inbound flows, arrive the load balancer front end to the backend pools. These flows are distributed across the configured load balancer rules and health probes. Okay, understood. So here public load balancer is there, internal and private load balancer is there. Public load balancer is there, private load balancer. Public is nothing but which works on the internet, which traffic bit is distributed between the between the traffic on over the internet. Whereas internally inside the data center, it will distribute the traffic. Which one? Internal or private load balancer. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
like that, Azure Load Balancer are three stock keeping units. Okay, three stock keeping unit SKUs. One is the basic, second one is standard, and third one is the gateway. Okay.
For
Okay.
Azure, right?
Yes, load balancer. The SKUs may be
Uh,
different,
Is
different for different service. Okay.
is the same for AWS? They also
No,
have
you don't
three
have SKUs
SKUs.
in AWS.
Okay.
You don't have any option for the SKUs in AWS. In Azure also only having SKUs. For any service, there will be multiple SKUs will be there.
Okay.
Even in virtual machine also you can check here like one is standard, one is the basic. You can check here basic, standard, trusted
Yeah.
virtual machine. There's the SKU concept is there in Azure only. You don't have an SKUs in AWS. Okay.
Okay.
Now I can check here whether it is created. Now created. Now the resource is created. Got it?
Yeah.
Now go to the resource. Now the Bastion VM is created. The Bastion VM is created. Got it? Now once it is created, okay, once it is created, just go to the virtual machine. Go to the virtual machine. We're going to connect the virtual machine through Bastion. Which one?
Bastion.
Here, just go to the virtual machine here. This is the virtual machine which we created. Here, click on overview. There is an option there. Under the connect, we have another connector. Which one? There are two options are there.
Bastion.
Yes, connect the via Bastion. Connect via Bastion. Okay.
Bastion. Yeah.
Now, the authentication type is the either VM password or the SSH. We had not taken the SSH. We had selected the VM password. In this one, what is the
Yeah.
username? What is the username? What is the username
Um,
you given? Azure user.
Azure user. Yeah.
Then, and this one is the password. This one is the password. If it is SSH private key, then you can use the SSH private key also. No problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, just paste the password here. Okay. So here
Mhm.
it will open in the new browser tab. Which one? The virtual machine is created. Virtual machine tab will open in the new tab. This option. Okay. Click on
Yeah.
connect. It will redirect to the pop-up blocker. Where is the pop-up blocker? Okay. Okay. Now you can see here I connected. Now you can see here.
Yeah.
Now connected. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
So
Understood it.
now you understand that what is my bastion.
Yes.
So instead of connecting through public network by using the bastion service, we can connect the virtual machine through bastion. So bastion is in
Bastion.
between public and private. It is in between the public and private.
Yeah.
Okay. From the portal itself, we
Mm-hmm.
can make able to connect. We can't
Mm-hmm.
connect from the other terminal like Git or like Putty or Mobile. It is not possible from there. From here, from the portal itself, we make connection. Okay, it will securely connect to the virtual machine. Okay, without having internet, the Bastion service will be created, and with the help of Bastion service, we'll connect it to virtual machine. Got it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, that is what Bastion. Okay.
Bastion. Yeah.
So now I'll go into resource group because of this is a paid service. It will have some generate huge bill. We're going to delete the bastion. Okay. When the
Mm-hmm.
bastion is created, what happens inside the bastion? Generally, what happens? How
It
the bastion works?
it connects the private.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Generally, bastion is meant for to connect to the private network. Okay, very good. But thing is that what is the inside Azure what do? What inside the Azure bastion? Azure what Azure do?
It.
Inside the Bastion, Azure will create a one public network. Inside the public network, to create a virtual machine. Okay, from the virtual
Yeah.
machine, we're going to connect. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so now I'm going to read here. I'm going to Digit. Which one? Bastion service.
Mm-hmm.
There is no Bastion service there in AWS.
We use Drumbox, right?
Hmm?
For AWS, we need to use the remote terminal SSH to connect.
No, we create a public network. From the public
Mm.
network, VM will going to connect. That is not jump back. Just now I'd explain you. We have a
Okay,
public network is there and private network is there. The public network, inside the public network, I have one VM. That one act as a bastion. Okay.
okay. Mm-hmm.
And this public network and virtual machine bastion VM will be eliminated in the Azure. It will provide as a platform as service. You got my point?
Yeah.
Here in AWS, we created in generally we need to have a public network which is connected to internet, and inside the public network one VM is there. From the VM, from the public network VM, we'll make a connection to the private VM. The which is the connectivity which provide the connectivity to the private VM is known as the Bastion VM. You know the Bastion
Bastion
VM,
VM. Yeah.
or else it is also known as the jump box. Instead of that, this infrastructure underlying hardware will be created by the Azure itself.
Yeah. Okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
So what is the next thing is the Azure load balancer. With that, Azure load balancer.
Load balancer.
So here, what is my Azure load balancer? Azure load balancer. Okay. So Azure load balancer, it will distribute the traffic between the backend servers. Okay, backend servers. Which
Mm-hmm.
one? Azure Virtual Machine distribute the traffic between the backend server. Okay, backend servers. Got
Mm-hmm.
it? So same thing like an AWS load balancer will distribute the traffic between the backend server. Here also this Azure load balancer do the same. So do the same.
Okay.
Okay. When the application is running on the multiple servers, how will you integrate each other as a single unit by connecting to the Azure load balancer? Azure load balancer.
Load
Okay.
balancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Generally, when the application will run the uh, uh, multiple servers to provide high availability. To provide high availability. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this Azure load balancer works on the which layer? Layer 4.
Layer 4.
Layer
Yeah.
4 is the transport layer. Is the transport layer.
Yeah.
Okay. And here, what are the types of load balancer in Azure? There are multiple types of load balancer there. Same like in AWS, four types of load balancer there. One is the classic load balancer. Second one is the application load balancer. Third one is the network
Mm-hmm.
load balancer. And fourth one is the gateway load balancer. Okay. The classic load balancer is outdated. The gateway load balancer is to load balance between the firewall, third party of virtual appliances. Whereas the application load balancer it is also known as the host based routing or path based routing. It works on the layer 7. Which one? Layer 7.
Layer 7.
Okay. So whereas network load balancer works on the IP address. Works on the IP address. Whereas application load
Yeah.
balancer works on the path. Here also same. Here also same. Here see this load balancer. What does load balancer do? Here there is a we have discussed that internal load balancer and external load balancer. External load balancer works on the internet. Internal load balancer to load balancer between the internal data center server. Inside the data center. Inside the data center. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what does Azure load balancer provide? Azure load balancer provide distribute resources within and across the availability zone. It provides the high availability. What does it do? It provides the high availability. The traffic will be distributed within multiple availability zones. The application
Mm-hmm.
is running on the huge number of servers are running on the multiple availability zone. Whenever the
Yeah.
user request is coming, the user request is distributed between the multiple availability zone. Understood?
Yeah.
And scalability means handle the millions of uh, UDP application. Which one? This load balancer. Okay. And also I told you that it will keep the health probes, health monitoring also. If any one of the backend server having health issue there, the load balancer won't send the request to the unhealthy server. Understand?
Yeah.
we have a bunch of backend servers are running where the web application is running. When any one of the backend server having issue is there, let maybe health issue, maybe some hardware issue, some other issue is there, what happens there, Azure load balancer will detect the unhealthy situation, it won't send the request to the unhealthy server. Got it? Understood? Then
Mm-hmm.
here it will used for the low latency, like use pass through load balancer through low latency. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
understand? Here, what are the types of load balancer? What are the types of load balancer? Here also, there are multiple types of load balancer out there. You can check here the load balancer types. What are the load balancer provided? One is the one load balancer type is API management. Second with the application gateway, and this one is the load balancer application gateway. Another Azure front door. Another one is the load balancer. Another one is the traffic manager. There are multiple types of services provided by the load balancer. Different load balancer have a different services will be provided. Okay, understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow we'll see this load balancer. Okay, we'll going for the load balancer and do the practical. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Like
What is the Bastion service?
Bastion service, it is used to connect public server to the private.
Yes.